Hey good humans, this is Avik from Avik's Aqua World and we are back again with one of our weekly videos. I might look a little tired today because the day started really early. We woke up around 4 in the morning. We had a lot of shipments coming in and we had to send a few shipments out as well. So we have been like really busy throughout the day with this, and I barely have enough time to make this short video, but I would definitely try to keep it as informative and helpful as possible. And I guess one of the biggest and the most common issues that we hobbyists, usually even sellers like stockists usually face is our sponge filters clogging up after some time. And in today's video I would like to go ahead and talk about that and try to help you how to fix those. So please stay tuned. So after prolonged use, we usually find that most of our sponge filters barely work anymore. The bubbles coming out of the sponge filters top end dwindles down to almost nothing, and we don't even know if the sponge filter works or not. And we usually go ahead and replace the sponge filter and get a new one. But what if I tell you that we can actually go ahead and fix this really easily? Now, the first thing that we need to check is if the air pump is working fine or not. Many other times, the air flowing out of the air line is not strong enough for the pump to work or the sponge filter to work. So, in that case, you would definitely need to go ahead and either fix or replace the air pump. But just in case, if the air pump's working fine, then we can go ahead and fix this sponge filter really quick. Alright, so the first thing that we need to understand is how sponge filters work. Now the basic idea or the working principle of a sponge filter is biological filtration. The infinite holes or pores in the sponge houses beneficial bacteria colony, and those beneficial bacteria go ahead and cleans all the ammonia, nitrates, nitrites, chemical and biological part of the waste products from your tank water. The sponge also holds a bit of the dust particles or the waste particles as well, but primarily it's for the biological filtration part. And that's the reason why we need to make sure that the water we are using to clean the filter is from the tank as well. Do not, and I repeat, do not go ahead and use tap water, because in most cases the tap water will be processed with chlorine or antibacterial chemicals, which will go ahead and kill the beneficial bacteria in the sponge, and which can create havoc if you put that back in a settled tank. So use the water from the tank itself, and I'll go ahead and show you right now how to clean the filter and put it back in. But again, make sure it's not direct tap water. So as discussed, we need to make sure that the water we take out in the bucket is from the tank where the filter was in, just to preserve the beneficial bacteria in it and not get fresh water which might have chlorine in it, which can go ahead and kill the beneficial bacteria. Now the sponge is we can actually go ahead and dismantle the sponge completely, and it's practically very easy because it's just a few plastic pieces put together, nothing else, and it works in a very simple fashion. So take out the pump, take out the pipe, and usually need both the hands to do this, but since I'm holding the camera over here, it might look a little hard, but it's actually very easy. So let's see if we can do it from the other side. Yeah. Let's try this once more time. Yeah, I just get someone to hold the camera for me. Alright, and that's my partner Urijit holding the camera for me. Thank you so much. So, as I was saying, this is really easy to dismantle. You just grab hold of this part and the base, give it a light twist, and pull them out. So, if you can see, there's a lot of crud and waste around this area, so these are the things which actually is clogging the entire filter up, because the filter is very simple. The air goes in through here, it's just a straight down pipe, hits this part and then comes out again through these vents and through the pipe and up. Now once the air comes out, it creates a vacuum over here and the water gets sucked in through the sponge, which houses beneficial bacteria, and those beneficial bacteria go ahead and cleans your the water in the tank. And also the sponge grabs holds of all the waste particles around it as well. So this gets saturated most of the times and clogs up the entire filter. So the first thing that I would need to do is go ahead, dip in the tank water, give it a squeeze, probably one more time, squeeze again, and yeah, I guess we are good to go for this. Now for these spots, just make sure the passage is clear. So like from this part to this part, you can actually go ahead and see through clearly, and if not, you would need to like blow on it. Luckily I don't need to do it right now. It's pretty much clean. You can also take these out separately, clean them even further. Make sure you take the grit out of every corner of the filter. Okay, oh no, let's go this way. That's that. And you can actually even take the base apart as well. So this is usually a little tight. Yeah, so but always make sure that the water in the bucket or the water you're using to clean is never from the tap, because in most cases it would be treated with chlorine, and that would kill all the beneficial bacteria that's there in the sponge. And it could be a bacterial bloom when you put the sponge back in without any helpful bacteria, but all the waste product already present in the water, and it's going to be a nightmare. So just place this back in. So you have the base, then you have this kind of a notch over here. You take the upper part, give a final squeeze to the sponge, run it through. Now this end sits over here, so fit them in, give it a tight press. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's not gonna fall out. That's there, and I guess we're good to go. Let's try putting it back in the tank and see if it's working or not. Alright, so the moment of truth. Let's try putting it back in the tank and let's see if it's working fine or not. and there you go. And as you can see, the flow has increased exponentially. The filter's working as good as new, and you did not have to go ahead and buy a new filter. You just had to spend 5 minutes cleaning it, and that's it. Alright, so I really hope that this video helped you a bit, and if it did, please go ahead and click that like button down there, and also share it with your friends, your fellow hobbyists. Those are the kind of things that really help us and motivate us to get new videos out for you. And you can click the subscribe button, which is down there as well, to get updated about all the new weekly videos that we come out with. And if you want to see the kind of fishes that I keep as a hobby or as a stock for selling, you can go ahead and check my website out. That is aveeks.com, aveeks.com, or you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Google with the name Aveeks Aqua World. See you guys next week.